Good, y'all.
You want to slide away from the bus?
We can coach back, turning this way a little bit.
Yeah, I'll go wherever you want to.
Well, let's.
Yeah,
I was just trying to get away from the noise of the bus.
Yeah.
That natural bus noise that we got.
Right. Probably better off.
That's lovely. Decent views. In the shade, man.
Yeah.
Your shirt pops better out here.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's Sammy, guys.
I told my equipment guy this morning I chose orange before he did.
Coach, to you, the difference in going into a tournament like this, where last year you keep playing afterwards, and this year you're not so sure?
Well, every year is going to be a unique year, and it is what it is. Again, I'm really proud of these guys. Like I said, there's 2 teams, I think, in the country that start 3 freshmen. I think it's University of Cincinnati and San Jose State. And I think they're, not to be disrespectful, but I think they're both like 15 or 16 and 40. So, to be where we're at, to have played for a conference championship a week ago, and then to be going into here with the best RPI in our conference, I think it's a lot of credit to these guys and what they've accomplished according to what they lost. A lot of people, it takes a while to rebound from what we lost, and we're very fortunate to be here. Now what we have to do is put a good 4 or 5 days together, just like we did with last year's team. Both teams, were going in with the same goal. I mean, the only difference is the other one, knew they were going to be in, but still at the end of the day, they were going to win the conference tournament championship. So we're going to do the same thing.
Jeff mentioned last week going on the road and winning 3 times.
I think that was important. Our longest winning streak is 7. So being able to knock down those 3 were really good. And again, responding. They had a walk-off on them at Nichols, late night back from Nichols, back around the next morning, 2.5 to 3 hour rain delays on Sunday when you couldn't have changed your seating. So, and they stayed in there till they grinded that 3rd game out. We came back from behind to win a game. The bottom of our order swung the bat well. Reagan in the bullpen threw well. So it was good. It was real good.
Pitching-wise, in a tournament like this, is it more about matchup than straight regular rotation or even straight backward? Or?
I don't know. I think Gunner's going to go out first, and Wyatt Marks is probably going to go out second unless there's a bad matchup. Right now, that's how we sit. We're not going to look past 2 games, really 1 game, but we do want the pitchers to know where they're going to potentially start. Wyatt's throwing with really good rhythm right now. He looked real good this weekend, so we're going to move him up to 2. Gunner has been lights out for us on that first night out, so we're going to go out with Gunner, and then we'll just work from there. I've got an old saying, you pitch your way to the tournament, and you got to try to hit your way through it, and that's why last year's team was so good. We pitched our way there, but then hit our way through it. So hopefully we can keep hitting. We got a bunch of guys going again down in Monroe, and I think that's important for this weekend.
Is Guillory available later in the weekend? Did Greg get to the point where he's even a possibility, or maybe not now?
I don't know. I don't know if he could possibly be that 4th starter maybe, but we would use him out of the bullpen to keep winning, and then just work from there. And I'm not fearful to start him either in Game 4 if we're fortunate enough to get to that point.
Not looking past those first 2 games, you're 9-1 against your side of the bracket. Is it as good of a shakeup to start the tournament as you may have expected?
I didn't know that stat, but that's good. Everybody's going to be after the same thing, because what's unique about this one is when we walked in there last year, nobody in there could look at us and say, boy, you guys aren't going to be in a regional. But right now, our RPI is better than the conference champion. So that's gonna create some urgency, I think, in this tournament for everybody, because we can't go in believing we're in. And I know the conference champion, they've never really failed to take conference champions, but at the end of the day, this will be a unique tournament because everybody's going to be trying to actively win it.
Your first opponent is Texas State. Talk about what strengths do they bring to the table, and what's the greatest challenge they present to your club?
Well, everybody, again, is trying to win that tournament. Everybody's got a number 1, so, their number 1 will come out. So anytime you face somebody's number 1, it's going to be tough. The difference is going to be you're just going to have to try to want to grind this out more than your opponent, because everybody's fighting for the same thing, but there's only one place at the table. And it's just a matter of, I think, who's going to want to grind this out. It's going to be hot on that turf. And, who's going to do the things when it becomes doable. Like we get the bases loaded and 2 outs, can we get that big hit, or do they get the big hit? And so I think a lot is going to come down to being able to step up and answering the bell when it rings.
The up and down nature of this young team sometimes this year, how do you guys stay on the up?
Well, I mean, there's nothing else to worry about anymore. I mean, you're going down there to win this tournament. People have to step up and play big. The freshmen have to step up and do what they've been doing all year. We got to play defense, and our seniors have to step up and swing the bat, and we've got to swing the bat 1 through 9. If you don't do all that, then you're not going to a regional, and that really has nothing to do with our age.
And some of this, the winning streak stuff, kind of come back on the leaders and say, those guys kind of got these guys in the right frame of mind?
Well, I think what's good is we've won 7, and we need 4 down there, and we got 3 already. So who knows? But it is good to be feeling better about yourself than going in there after the Nichols game, because we got walked off on, but yet the closer came right back and did the great job this weekend in Monroe. So that's a good sign, man. It's not about really losing as much as how do you respond when things go bad. The one good thing this team's done all year is they've responded. They haven't got into long, dreaded tail spins. They've been able to pull themselves back out and try to respond, and we're going to need that all weekend, because whoever responds the best through this tournament is going to win this tournament.